Imagine a city hidden deep in the unexplored wilderness of North America. A place so wealthy, its streets were said to be lined with gold, a city of riches and mystery that vanished without a trace. Sounds impossible, right? Well, this place has a name: Norumbega. And for centuries, explorers, scientists, and even mapmakers believed it was real. But if it was real, why can't we find it today? Let's dig into the eerie, unexplained story of Norumbega and the strange events surrounding it. The clues we have will leave you questioning what we really know about history. In 1524, Italian explorer Giovanni da Verrazzano was sailing the Atlantic coast of North America. At this time, Europe knew almost nothing about this vast land. But Verrazzano came back with stories of a rich and bustling area, possibly in present-day New England. He described a place filled with prosperous people, but that was only the beginning of Norumbega's legend. In 1539, another explorer, Jean Allefonsce, drew a map showing Norumbega along a large river, possibly the Penobscot in Maine. Allefonsce claimed it was a major settlement. He wasn't the only one. David Ingram, an English explorer, said he actually walked from Mexico to North America's eastern shores in 1582 and saw Norumbega with his own eyes. He described it as a gleaming city with buildings that shone like gold. By the late 1500s, Norumbega wasn't just a legend. It was a fact. It appeared on European maps for decades. And we're not talking about maps made by some random guy with a quill. One of the greatest mapmakers of all time, Gerardus Mercator, included Norumbega in his famous works. So, explorers, maps, and even eyewitness accounts. Norumbega had to be real, right? Well, that's where things get strange. Despite all the reports, no one ever found Norumbega. As exploration of New England continued, the glittering city of wealth was nowhere to be seen. The question is, how could a city so grand, with so many stories supporting it, simply vanish? Let's look at some facts. Native American tribes like the Algonquin were known to live in this region. They had complex societies and were heavily involved in the fur trade. But golden streets, towers that reached the sky? That's not what we find in any historical or archaeological record of their settlements. So, were explorers like Verrazzano, Allefonsce, and Ingram lying? Were they mistaken? Or were they seeing something we just can't explain? Some believe that early explorers were simply exaggerating, seeing native villages along the Penobscot River and letting their imaginations run wild. After all, these were men searching for wealth and glory. The idea of discovering a city full of riches. That was exactly the kind of story they wanted to tell back in Europe. But here's the thing. Why did so many unrelated people tell similar stories? How did it end up on maps from some of the most respected cartographers of the time? One theory is that Norumbega might have been a real place, but not in the way we imagine. It could have been a well-organized native trade hub, rich in fur and natural resources, which was misunderstood or exaggerated by Europeans. Another possibility is that Norumbega was a misinterpreted description of what explorers thought they saw, influenced by the allure of myth and legend. Still, some insist that there is a lost city, hidden in the forests of New England, just waiting to be rediscovered. Fast forward to the 19th century. Enter Eben Norton Horsford, a Harvard professor who became obsessed with the legend of Norumbega. In 1889, Horsford claimed to have found the site of the lost city near modern-day Bangor, Maine. He pointed to things like ancient canals and supposed ruins as proof that Norumbega was more than just a story. Horsford was so convinced that he erected a monument in honor of the city. But here's the catch. Modern archaeologists think Horsford was wrong. They say he was likely mistaking natural features and misinterpreting them as evidence of Norumbega. Was Horsford another victim of the city's legend? Or did he actually find something we've all overlooked? Today, Norumbega remains a mystery. Historians and archaeologists have no physical evidence of its existence, yet for centuries it appeared on maps. Explorers swore they had been there. The city was detailed in numerous historical accounts. But where is it? Why can't we find any trace of it? Even now, some say the city is still out there, hidden in the dense forests of New England, waiting for someone to stumble upon its remains. Could it be that the land has reclaimed what was once a bustling metropolis? Or is the truth simply that Norumbega was always just a myth, a figment of imagination, built up by stories of riches that explorers desperately wanted to believe? Whatever the truth is, Norumbega's legend refuses to die. And as long as there are unanswered questions, there will be those who search for it. So, what do you think? Was Norumbega a real city that vanished from the pages of history? The truth may never be fully known, but one thing's for sure. There are plenty of mysteries left to uncover. And trust me, this isn't the only one. There are more lost cities, forgotten civilizations, and unexplained tales out there just waiting to be told. So, stick around, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Till the next time, stay curious.